And that will officially get things going as the clock begins for the Boston Breakers. 5 minutes on the clock. As you said, Allie, to open with some of your comments, we kind of have a general idea where the Breakers are going to be going.
Yeah.
Their head coach, Matt Beard, heading into his second season, said, we need some help in the midfield, and specifically we need a box-to-box midfielder, right?
Yeah, and all signs point to Rose Lavelle for that, and I think that's a wise decision. I mean, in my estimation, I combed a lot of video, looked at a lot of players. I think she's the best player in the draft. I think she's a difference maker for Boston if they choose to go that route. They need a lot of help. I mean, they need players who can step in that are ready to go on the pitch come season one or the kickoff of 2017, and she's that player. I mean, she's so crafty, she's so creative. She can slice open a defense, she can play that holding mid, or she can play high up on the pitch and attack. So I think she's going to be a great tool for them if they choose to go that route, and that's what I believe will happen ultimately.
And I think she could mix really well with a lot of the acquisitions that they got in the offseason, the international players, and also some of the trades from the other team. They've really bulked up defense, so I bet they'll draft some more defenders today, but I think she could be the connective tissue between all those pieces that Matt Beard is bringing in.
Right, because you're talking about a Rosie White, you're talking about Natasha Dowie. She likes to play back to goal. On the other side, now you have Hovey from Norway. She's also just one of those players that likes to connect, and Lavelle can do that. She can spray the park. She's so smart. I love her decision making. I love her ability to solve pressure. You know, the question with her could potentially be durability. She's a slight player, so she's got to bulk up in this league.
You know, I think it's interesting too, because obviously this will start the trickle-down effect. Once the first pick comes in for Boston, then all of a sudden other teams, if they thought that's what it was going to be,
right,
but they start to wrangle and look to where they are going to go. It obviously helps for Rose Lavelle, the fact that she has attention too with the U.S. women's national team. So there's a bigger stage that's also looking at her to make an impact. I mean, she's a player that's going to continue to grow, not just in this league, but internationally as well.
And it's much like the last two drafts where we had Emily Sonnet #1 last year, Morgan Bryan the year before, where it was the player who in a way was almost being anointed as this is the future of your U.S. national team.
You almost wonder for Boston. I think they did all their homework, right? Just like you two ladies did, so they know who they're going to take. But yet we're at 2.5 minutes. You wonder if the pick is already getting in and someone's about to make their way up.
You definitely want to mess with the minds of the other coaches, right?
Oh, there's mind games here?
Yeah.
Never.
Never, not
Never.
at all.
Have you hung out with these guys?
Well, and also that they have the #1 and the #3 pick. So in a way, they could, I don't know, they could hedge their bets, just depending on whoever Carolina's taken at #2. Is that someone do they not want?
You go with your prime choice, your #1, get them.
Don't play any games.
And I think you guys would agree, we spoke with a lot of the coaches, actually all the coaches in the last 2 weeks leading up to today's draft, and she was a name, Rose Lavelle was a name that came off the tongue of all of them.
And they said her name first always. Every single coach went to her immediately. So I think it's a foregone conclusion, but we could be wrong.
And I know most fans don't remember the 2014 Under-20 Women's World Cup very well because the U.S. was eliminated in the quarterfinals, but I would say she was the standout of that tournament.
Okay. Down to, about 1.5 minutes still to go here in the first round for the first pick. The Boston Breakers, again, are going to have 4 of the opening 10 picks, barring any trades or something unforeseen coming your way. And we should get the pick coming in any moment now. We'll see if Boston indeed is going to do exactly what we thought and take the Wisconsin Badger in Rose Lavelle. I think a lot of people would probably be surprised if all of a sudden they went in a different direction. And again, that would make things really kind of turned upside down immediately if they did go in a different direction.
Yeah, and Plush is heading up stage.
Let's go ahead and head up to the stage.
With the first pick in the first round of the 2017 NWSL College Draft, the Boston Breakers select Rose Lavelle, University of Wisconsin.
Oh, you not? Nope.
Got her?
Can you tell him
First, I just want to thank the Boston Breakers organization for selecting me. I'm super excited for this opportunity to play for such a great league and be able to develop and grow more as a player under these coaches and with this team. So thank you guys. Second, I wanted to thank my coaches at Wisconsin and my teammates there. I'm so grateful to have been able to spend the past 4 years at Wisconsin because they've really pushed and challenged me to be the best player and person I can be day in and day out. And I know that without them, I wouldn't be where I'm standing right now. So thank you guys. And then second, my family out in the front and my friends, everybody back in Cincinnati, my club, my high school, they've all supported me endlessly throughout my soccer career. And it's really nice to be able to go out and follow your dreams and know that you can come back home and have a support system that's going to be proud of you regardless of what happens. And finally, I'm just super grateful to be able to play for such a be able to have the opportunity to play in such a competitive league. I think it's really awesome for all of us to have a place to play after college and be able to follow our dreams. So with that being said, super excited for the season, and go Breakers.
So indeed, just as we thought, Rose Lavelle out of Wisconsin, she is the first overall pick in the 2017 NWSL College Draft. But as we know, she's a player that probably should seamlessly make the jump into the professional rankings.
Yeah, I mean, she's already played with the U.S. national team in camp, so just that right there gets you a sense of the professional environment, the pace that you're going to face, the competition, the physicality. So she's going to, I think, seamlessly transition. And one of the things we forgot to mention even before they selected her is that she's a natural lefty. How many coaches out there talk about, I want a natural lefty? So here you have the most talented player in this pool of players, and she happens to be the lefty as well. So just a great asset. And I was getting choked up just seeing her mom there, because in years past, parents weren't coming to this event. I mean, that's pretty special to see your child drafted and to get up there and, you know, say her words. It's pretty special.
So I think you would agree, Jen, this is a good fit for Boston, especially given the opportunity of they could go anywhere they wanted to go, right?
Very good fit, especially after talking to Matt Beard about how the challenges he had with rookies last year. That
I thought that was interesting, right?
Yeah, coming from the UK, he was surprised to find 21-year-olds in the US that didn't have certain skill levels, hadn't been, you know, didn't have experience in certain training. So he already has a game plan for that. But I think with Lavelle, that's not an issue. That's going to be more of an issue when he gets to his lower picks. But it was refreshing to talk to him about how he approached this season, because last year he came in so late in the game. You know, maybe got to the States maybe a month before the draft, didn't have time to build relationships and do research, and now he's had time to do that, and he has so many picks.
Yeah, I think the big word he kept using when we were on the call with him, Allie, was awareness. He was, and I think he even used the word sophistication. He was surprised that players did not have that sophistication where they could kind of solve problems themselves. We know that the top end of this draft class certainly does have that.
Yeah, and one of the things in particular that he spoke to were players' ability to move after they pass the ball. I mean, that's a simple concept. You're taught that at a young age, but so many players still pass it and they take that second to relax. And Lavelle is one of those players who passes it, immediately changes her angle, opens up, shifts her body position just enough so she's ready for the next play. And it's just those little nuances that, in my opinion, separate a good player from a great player, and she has that.
Allie, I do want to stay with you here for a moment. You said you were getting a little bit choked up seeing Rose.
I'm a mom. I'm emotional.
Yeah,
okay.
not only that, but maybe pull back the curtain for us. It wasn't too long ago that you were a player that was going in the first round in the professional rankings. Do you recall that day and maybe some of the emotions that Rose might be feeling right now?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just a very humbling honor. It's one of those moments that you have, and you feel the weight of the responsibility of it.
Courage select